Wow. How's everyone doing? I'm going to wait for Justin to pop in here. But man, oh man, that was a surprising game. Let's just wait. Justin should be pulling in any minute. Now, the big game right now for the Celtics is that Hornets Wizards game. The Wizards did pull away final 115 to 110. So the Boston Celtics will be playing the Washington Wizards next Tuesday as the first game in the play-in spot. The Boston Celtics lose to the New York Knicks 96 to 92. I'm waiting for my co-host Justin to get in here. I don't know where he is. I want to know what you guys think, though. I'm seeing you guys in the comments right now. A lot of you guys are saying it was a fun game to watch. It was stress-free. I agree. It was. We're gonna get into it once Justin pulls in here, but we got a lot to talk about. Regular season's finally over. The Boston Celtics finished 500 on the season, 36 and 36, which was very a disappointing year. But for what it's worth, it was a COVID year. So what are you going to do about it? And really, I agree. It wasn't a bad loss. I feel like this is one of the first games of the season where it's like, not a awful loss. We will start here. Like I said, I'm just waiting for Justin to get in here. I'm just right now reading everyone's comments. I'm happy Knicks are doing good, though. I hope they face Nets. The Knicks actually do secure a 4-seed home court advantage. The Knicks will play, I believe, the Hawks in the first round with home court advantage. But yeah, the New York Knicks have been great this season. What moves would you like to see the Celtics do in the offseason, and what players should they get? Honestly, I feel like the biggest thing that needs to happen with this Boston Celtics is a personality change within the locker room. I feel like, with the Fournier trade, we got a lot of scoring. I think we need to improve on the defensive side of the ball. I would like to get a big forward who can play that defense a little bit better. I said it, I would love to get a guy like Lonzo Ball, although, with the way Kemba Walker's been playing recently, getting Lonzo Ball really has been less of a priority for me. But I think a guy that likes to play defense, brings an intensity that not most guys on this team play. But I think the biggest thing for the Celtics to do this offseason is just to regroup. Between the bubble and the quick turnaround for the Celtics, they had a lot of injuries. They had a COVID games missed. As Justin is pulling in here. What's going on, Justin?
What's up, Rob? What's up, guys? A little technical difficulties, but we're back nonetheless. Rob,
so
that was a hell of a game.
I know. And I was just talking about it with them, how this might have been the first Celtics loss. We're kind of like,
yeah, we're okay with.
What are you gonna do with So let's get right into it now that we're good to go. So the Boston Celtics lose 96 to 92 to the New York Knicks. Jabari Parker led the way with scoring for the Boston Celtics. He had 18 points, but Tremont Waters was right behind him. Tremont tagged along 17 points. The Boston Celtics had a very, I'd say productive and spread scoring game. Langford had 14. Grant Willie had 13. Edwards gave us 10. A little disappointed.
Hold on. What'd you just call Grant Williams?
G Willie. That's his new nickname. G Willie.
All right, continue.
G Willie put up 13. Played some solid defense on Julius Randle. I was disappointed with how Neesmith played,
Yeah,
but in a game like that, it was really it was time for anyone to step up. And Tremont Waters, I love what I saw to Tremont.
it's funny because coming into the game, when we saw the injury report, right, we kind of figured like, oh, Pritchard and Neesmith are the two guys that are going to come out and be the stars.
Yeah, they
It
took the
kind of
back
was
seat.
yeah, it was kind of the opposite. Pritchard and Neesmith combined for 8 points. Fairly quiet. Pritchard played only 23 minutes. Neesmith went 19 minutes. He shot 16%. 1 of 6, so it's not like he was shooting. It's not like he was shooting a bunch. He had his moments, but it was funny because you and I, the whole fourth quarter, were kind of, throwing the player spotlight. It was so up in the air because
Yeah.
so many guys stepped up and played
Well,
well.
we agreed on Jabari Parker
Yeah,
through the first three quarters, but then someone else popped up.
and it turned out to be Tremont Waters for the Boston Celtics. He is our player spotlight tonight. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists on 7 of 12 shooting. Did a little bit of everything. Had 2 or 3 big steals down the stretch to help the Celtics. I know we lost the game, but he really helped the Celtics get right back into it because the Celtics fell down 19 late in the game.
Yeah, and you know what, Justin? I don't know, in the pregame show, our biggest thing that we made an emphasis on was not winning this basketball game. It was exactly what we did today. It
Yeah,
was compete, play
exactly.
with hustle, and just find positives that you can build off of going into the playoffs. Right? Obviously, I'd say the Knicks they underperformed very, very much so.
Big time.
Julius Randle 5 for 17. You're not going to get that. Obviously, good Celtics defense played a factor into that, but at the same time, it was just good to see the Celtics get a finish off the season with a few positive notes.
And you know what? I said this in the pregame show, and I said this in the postgame show against Miami in Game 2. You asked me, what do you want to see from the Celtics in these last 2 games? I told you I want to see the Celtics, one, come out of the season as healthy as can be, obviously minus Jaylen Brown. And then I wanted the Celtics to go into the playoffs with a little bit of momentum. Whether that meant going 2-0, 1-1, or even 0-2, just to go out there and compete. Celtics ended up going 1-1 in possibly their most hard-fought game of the season. I know they lost by 4, but everything was on the line for the Knicks, and everything collapsed by the Knicks. Just unfortunately, it was just a little bit too late with the Celtics comeback. But having guys like Tremont Waters, Romeo Langford, even Luke Cornett stepped up defensively. We saw guys like Carson Edwards, Jabari Parker, guys like that tonight. So I think Jabari Parker as well really earned himself a few playoff minutes. He's just averaged just about 10 to 12 minutes per game since his arrival in Boston. I think he earned some playoff minutes, and with us playing now, we will be playing the Washington Wizards in Game 1 of the play-in tournament on Tuesday at the TD Garden. The Wizards like to run small ball, so you could see Tremont Waters step in and play a role in that play-in game.
Yeah, and I said it in the pregame show. I want to see Jabari Parker go out there and do what he does
Yeah.
best, which is score. And he did that today. He led the league or led the Celtics in scoring with 18 points. He played some all right defense. He looked shifty. Scalabrini was saying it if you're watching on NBC Sports Boston. He looked shifty and fast again. So it was good to see Jabari getting out there and getting some reps.
It's funny. Luke Cornett and Taco Fall combined for 6 blocks. Those are the only 6 blocks in the game. I thought even today, I'm not saying Taco Fall is, he played out of his mind today, but he had a really rough game last night in Minnesota. So for him to come out tonight, play a lot of minutes, he got up and down the floor very, very well. He was being ultra aggressive out there and made some big defensive plays, him and Luke Cornett. So honestly, I know a loss is a loss. We finished the season 500, but this is one of those games where you don't mind to lose, right? I mean, everything was on the line for the Knicks. Everything collapsed for the Knicks, and the Boston Celtics were right there with them, the 4-seeded New York Knicks.
100%. And so before we get into the jersey giveaway, right, which a lot of you guys are very excited to hear the winner of, I'm excited to see who wins. Now, the playoffs bracket in the Eastern Conference is set now, right? So I want to do something with you, Justin. I think we should both do it. I have my pen and paper here.
All right, hold on. Let me get my pencil.
For the stream to see. Now, I have the bracket here. I'm going to sign mine, Rob. So whoever's in the stream, if you comment on, what you have for the playoffs. We're going to go through our playoff predictions here before we give off, or for the Eastern Conference, before we give off the jersey giveaway. So I'm going to ask you, Justin, now that the bracket is set in the East,
Yep.
Who do you have, right? Pacers or Hornets in that playing game?
I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets, taking that game. Who are the 10th seed at the moment? Yeah, they are the 10th seed. And Indiana will have home court. I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets coming out on the road. I think LaMelo Ball is going to have a great game. Taking the Charlotte Hornets, they get a matching intensity. But also what is in favor for Indiana is the Charlotte Hornets are coming off of a back-to-back. They played last night, went into overtime. They had lost, and then they obviously lost this game today. And then I think they play Tuesday. So that's going to be a tough one. But I'm going to go with I think the Hornets are going to tough it out.
I'm going Pacers. Now, and the chat right now is all saying Hornets. Now, let's see if I can. The chat's going all Hornets, but I'm going to go Pacers, and here's why. I'm going to Pacers because I think they're a little bit more experienced in the playoffs over the Hornets. If the Hornets had Gordon Hayward, I'd take the Hornets, but they don't. So I'm going to go Pacers there. Now, next one, Justin. Who do you have? Celtics versus Wizards.
If the Washington Wizards play like they have been, I have the Washington Wizards. And
you have the Wizards over the Celtics.
And for Celtics fans, you might be hoping that the Washington Wizards beat the Celtics in the first playing game.
So you're going okay. So you have the Wizards playing the Nets as the 7 seed. So now who do you have in the last playing game? The Celtics or the Hornets?
I have the Celtics taking that one.
You have the Celtics taking that. So you have the Celtics going on to play the Sixers in the 1 versus 8 seed. So now, who do you have? Sixers or Celtics in that 1-8, and in how many?
I have Philly in 6.
You have Philly in 6. All right. Oh, mind you, I have the Celtics beating the Wizards to go to play the 7 or the 2 seeded Nets, and I have the Wizards beating the Pacers in that playing game. Okay. So you have Sixers Celtics in that 1-8 matchup. I have Sixers Wizards. You say Sixers and 6 there.
Who would the Wizards be playing?
The Wizards would be playing the Sixers. If they beat us, they play the Nets.
Okay.
A lot of people are saying they want to see a Celtics Sixers first round. I would love to see a Celtics Sixers first round.
I have no clue how the hell I'm doing my bracket right now.
I'm taking Sixers versus Wizards. I'm going Sixers in 5. I think the Wizards are good enough to take a game. I don't think anything past, I don't think Wizards will take anything past that. All right, second round. Knicks versus Hawks. Who do you have?
Knicks versus Hawks. I have the Knicks.
You have the Knicks.
I do.
So you have Sixers versus Knicks in the second round. And how many? Knicks and how many?
Oh, wait. Can I ask you one quick question? If, say, the Knicks beat the Hawks in 5, but I said Knicks in 6, or say the Knicks beat the Hawks in 5, and then the Knicks beat them in 6, does that mean my bracket's ruined, or is the amount of games just kind of for fun?
The amount of games is just to see who. So say if we both got the exact same amount of rounds, right? It's who got more games, right?
Right,
but I'm taking Hawks.
I'm gonna say Knicks in 6.
So you're saying Knicks in 6. I'm saying Hawks in 7.
Yeah, I think that series can go either way. I think it's a guarantee going 6 or 7.
And a lot of people, so everyone in the chat right now is saying Knicks. A lot of
Yeah, I'm
people are
gonna go
saying
Knicks.
Knicks. Okay, so Bucks versus Heat. A rematch from the bubble. The bubble second round where the Heat really got the best of the Bucks in 6 in the bubble
I
last
think
year.
I think Milwaukee's gonna remember that, and I think Milwaukee's gonna take it out in 6.
I agree there. I say Milwaukee in 6 as well. So then you have Wizards versus Nets.
Which is also first. Isn't that no?
That's
Isn't that
the 2-7 matchup.
yeah? Isn't that didn't they play in the playoffs last year against each other? No, they didn't. Okay, no,
No, they
they
didn't.
didn't. That was Raptors. Okay, I think Brooklyn in 4. Me or
Brooklyn in
no,
4.
yeah, Brooklyn in 4. I'm taking over the Wizards.
All right, so I have Nets Celtics here. And I say, depending on injuries, I don't know how healthy the Nets are.
They're full. I know their big three's back. I know,
So
which
I
is
think
huge.
Boston takes a game at home. So I'm going to say Nets in 5 against Boston.
That'd be really successful if the Celtics took a game or two off the Nets, honestly. That would be really successful.
So now you have Sixers versus Knicks. Who do you have?
I have Sixers in 5.
So you have Sixers in 5 against the Knicks. So the Sixers are going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes. Yes.
So I have Sixers versus Hawks. And people might call me crazy here, but I really, really like the Atlanta Hawks. And I think they have the defense to stop Joel Embiid with Capella and Collins inside. So I'm going to go for the upset here. And I know this is not going to be a favorited prediction, and it might come back to bite me. But I'm saying the Hawks beat the Sixers in 6 games.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I really think the Atlanta Hawks can make a run this year.
Oh, wow. So you have the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I have the Atlanta Hawks, yes.
That's interesting.
So,
I like that. That's interesting. That's different. Yeah. I can see your points are fairly valid. I can see that.
Yeah. All right. Brings us to the Bucks Nets series. What do you have? I think this is going to be the best play. This is going to be one of the best playoff series in the whole entire playoffs.
I think the Nets are going to take it in 6.
So
it's guaranteed going 6 or 7. It's got to go 6 or 7. I feel like in favor of whoever, it's going to go 6 or 7. That's way too good of a series not to go. I have Brooklyn beating Milwaukee in 6.
I have Brooklyn beating Milwaukee in 5.
Oh, interesting. Yep.
I don't think the Nets lose more than one game all series. I think teams will be good enough to take a game on them.
Mm-hmm.
And so that brings us to the Eastern Conference Finals. You have Sixers Nets. I have Hawks Nets. Who do you have coming to the East?
That's so tough. I made it tough on myself. I should have made it easier for myself. That is so tough. I'm going to go Sixers in 7.
You're going to take the Sixers over the Nets to make the finals. Wow. So you have 76ers out of the East. So I don't even have the Sixers getting past the second round. I have Hawks versus Nets, and I say the Nets sweep the Hawks in 4.
Oh, yeah. This is going to come back to bite us both in the you-know-what, because I dang well know Jabari Parker and
Justin, I think you just cut out.
Tremont.
All right, so Justin's Wi-Fi is doing something. But I have the two bracket predictions here. I'm going to show you guys before we do end the giveaway. The giveaway is coming right after this. So this is my bracket right here. It will be going up on Instagram if you want to see it. But if you can see it there, that's the bracket. We're gonna wait to. I know. I don't know what's going on with Justin. But we're gonna wait to do the giveaway until Justin gets back. I'm sorry for the hold up. But all right. Let's do some Q&A now. I don't know where Justin went. His Wi-Fi's bugging. But drop down some questions now. I want to hear you guys' questions. Celtics offseason related, playoff related. I want to know who you guys think is going to take the NBA Finals. First of all, I want to see your guys' finals predictions. We can't do Western Conference yet because of the bracket's not set. The Blazers have to play, the Lakers have to play, and the Grizzlies and Warriors have to play to find out where the bracket stands. But we will be going over all of this. Is that Tatum? This is a Jason Tatum high school jersey? I got on a steal actually, so this is my favorite jersey. I'm rocking my favorite jersey, in honor of the jersey giveaway today. But with that being said, we can't do Western Conference predictions just yet. That will be in the podcast coming out, relatively soon. And here's Justin. I don't know where he went, but there we go. What should be Danny's number one objective this offseason? Danny's number one objective is find a defensive source for the Celtics that they don't already have. So maybe another smart, a guy like Patrick Beverley, something like that. Guy to come off the bench and give us a sense of energy. Justin, you back? All right, so who's your MVP candidate? That's another good question. I'm going to flash them up on the screen here so you guys can also see them. My MVP candidate, I'm going to go. I would say that Joel Embiid should be the MVP, but I just don't think he played enough games this season compared to Nikola Jokic to win MVP. So my MVP is Nikola Jokic. I don't know who you have, Justin.
Do you think the Julius Randle hype is way too hyped for MVP?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think Julius Randle should be in the conversation. I don't. And, and the thing is when you're in New York, you're going to have a lot of media and spotlight on you. So that is why I think he's getting as much hype as he's getting in terms of MVP candidates because, New York hasn't been good in so long. But I can name 7 guys who have had a more successful season for their team. Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry. I'd say I'd honestly say even Russell Westbrook over Julius Randle. Just because people don't realize he's averaging a triple-double. Like, that's insane. I'd say Giannis over him. So those are 5 guys right there. Yeah, Steph. And honestly, I think people are underlooking guys like Chris Paul I could put in there. Honestly, Donovan Mitchell, when he was healthy, I could put him in there over Randle. So, I think Julius Randle's a great second best player on a team, but, it just comes with the New York hype. And here's another good not Celtics related question, but it's a good question. It's, do you think Bradley Beal will stay in Washington next season? Now, if you don't listen to our podcast, go listen to it. But when I had the insiders on, the insiders were saying how they think Danny Ainge's number one priority should be getting Bradley Beal into a Celtics uniform. But I think he stays in Washington.
I think he stays in Washington too, especially with the type of money he's getting and the numbers he's putting up. I mean, I'm sure he wants to win and everything, but he's making some big money. Also, if for the people who are on the hype train of Bradley Beal to Boston, you gotta understand that you trade value, you get value. So I don't see Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Bradley Beal forming a big 3 here. It'll be tough to get him here.
Yeah, and see, Justin, what just got popped up on the screen here?
Uh-oh.
What just got popped up on the screen, guys? Now,
That's the giveaway.
this is what everyone's been waiting for.
Is what I've been waiting
Is the
for.
jersey giveaway. Now, we have, like I said, we had 70 entries total, as you guys can see.
Which
Some
is
of your
nuts.
names on the screen. The second I press spin, we will have the winner. So I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to answer a couple more questions. Who is your most improved candidate? My candidates, I'd say, are Julius Randle. I'd say Jeremy Grant. And most improved, maybe Terry Rozier, but not really Terry Rozier because he was good last year. I'd say maybe Jordan Clarkson, but
yeah, he's up there. Oh, that's a good question.
I could honestly, you could throw Jaylen Brown in the mix. Jaylen Brown really kind of jumped from a more, or Christian Wood. That's another good one. Christian Wood you could put in there. Michael Porter Jr. I could see. So yeah, these are all good. But Justin, what do you say? Are we ready to do it?
I'm nervous.
Are you ready to do it? I want everyone to know. Everyone in the comments, let's say, do we do it now or do we wait? Everyone say that. Now,
I mean, let me just say this right now. If you don't win this, I said this in the pregame show. I'll continue to say it. Please do not think that you're totally out of it. Rob and I have plenty of giveaways lined up on the agenda for the off season. Actually, there's a lot of cool giveaways that we're pretty excited about. So if you don't win tonight, do not be discouraged.
Everyone's spamming now. I want to see. All right, here we go. Let's rip it off like the Band-Aid. The winner of the jersey giveaway. Here we go. Let's spin it up.
It's a little laggy here. Oh my goodness.
Nick Chechi, the winner.
That's
clap
awesome.
It up. So like we said though, guys, thank you for entering. We will be DMing you. I'm going to DM you right now. I don't know where Justin went. His Wi-Fi's been acting up, but I am going to DM you right now. I don't know if Nick's in the oh, he is. Nick is in it.
Is he? Pull up the chat. Let's see. Yeah, congratulations. We will DM you right after the post-game show. Congratulations, Nick. We'll DM you. We'll get your size. We'll get the player you want.
Look at that, man. He was in the stream too. You know what I'm saying? Clap it. Like everyone's clapping it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. So he is going Jaylen Brown. He picked awesome. Jaylen Brown. It's a great pick.
I got a couple JBs on the rack here. I got a couple of JBs in my collection. My own. Oh, you want to see a dope JB?
And also, something JB. Justin and I were talking about. Let's see it.
Look at that. The stitched, authentic.
Something Justin and I were talking about is if you guys want to do like a high school jersey giveaway, like I'm rocking Tatum, but we can do some like Kobe Bryant High School, Jason Tatum High School, Jaylen Brown High School. Like we can get that done. So just let us know. In the future, once we hit more milestones, we're definitely going to be doing more jersey giveaways. You guys showed so much love; it's hard not to do it again.
Just enjoy the content we produce. We've been working super hard.
College basketball too.
In all honesty, Rob and I didn't expect this giveaway to go as well as it went. So we thank you for your support and your patience and everything to put this thing together. We're super excited. Like I said, do not be discouraged that you did not win the giveaway because we got plenty more in the works. And give us ideas, give us content ideas. We're moving into the off season. Let us know what you want to hear or see us talk about in the podcast. This doesn't conclude the post game shows or the pregame shows. We have a playoff run to get to, and although Rob and I don't have the Celtics in the championship round, we still hope they get there, and we'll still cover them until they do. Celtics drop a meaningless game, but at the same time, a meaningful game in a good way. 96-92 to the New York Knicks. They finished the season 500, 36-36. Could have been a lot better, could have been a lot worse. Either way, the Celtics finish it at 500. They will take on the Washington Wizards. Winner of that gets the 7th seed. Loser of that plays the winner of who is it, Indiana and Charlotte.
Yeah. So, and I did show them the brackets. These are our official brackets. Jess and I have made them official. That's mine, and I have Justin's right here.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh. This is why Rob is the best co-host ever, because he picks up my slack, because mine was so bad.
Did you guys already do the giveaway? Yes, we already did the giveaway for the question. The Nick Chehi, I believe, Chechi won. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but he did win. But with that being said, like Justin and I said, hopefully we're going to be doing more in the future. We should be. We plan on it. But this has been Celtics Post Game Live. This was a fun post game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was less so. We kind of try to get away from the basic, Celtics talk today. We kind of looking to interact more. Let us know what you guys think of this. Leave a thumbs up down below, because show us the support, or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Thumbs it down so we
don't care.
We don't care. Either works. But with that being said, we do have a podcast coming out that drops tomorrow.
Yeah, we gotta go record that. Weekly. We gotta go record that.
So we have the Celtics Talk Weekly podcast dropping tomorrow on Apple Music, Spotify, and now new to YouTube. So that's exciting. Any last words, Justin? What are you gonna say?
No, we just have a play-in tournament to prepare for. We'll talk about it in the podcast episode. I'm sure that'll be one of the main topics that we talk about. We'll touch base on the jersey giveaway and the Celtics season as a whole. So like Rob said, right around noontime tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, that episode should drop. Apple, Spotify. Go listen to it. I'm going to try to get some coverage on YouTube as well. But don't think this is the end of the post and pregame shows, because we will have you covered for the play-in / playoffs if the Celtics are lucky enough to make it in there. But for now, Celtics drop their final game of the season, 96-92 to the New York Knicks. They will play the Washington Wizards on Tuesday night in the TD Garden.
We will have pregame and postgame coverage on that. So come join. And we were thinking about, like I said, we really don't know. It's all what you guys like. But Justin and I were thinking about going live during the game on this. You would come here. We would talk, go through play-by-plays, talk about the game. Let us know what you think of that. We're not really too sure on, what you guys would think, whether it was something you're interested. So let us know. But that, like Justin said, this has been the Celtics Talk Weekly post-game live. If you're not, for some reason, following us on Instagram, go follow us on Instagram at the Celtics Talk Weekly. If you're not following us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at Celtics_Weekly. I'm Rob. That's Justin. Thanks for watching, guys. Congrats to Nick on the jersey.